is the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 10, verse 5. Casting down imaginations.
That's what we're out here doing, casting down imaginations. Thinking that Jesus Christ is a white man is an imagination.
That's right.
All right, because his complexion, his characteristics, and his skin tone is already written in this book right here, in the book of Revelations, and in Daniel too. All right, read.
2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 5. Casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of the Most High.
That's what you other nations, and mainly the white man, has been doing right now. They've been exalting themselves against the Most High. Who are you to say that the day starts at 12 in the morning? The Most High said the new day starts in the evening when the sun goes down. Who are you to say that Jesus Christ is a white man when the Most High clearly shows the depiction to be a black man in the Bible? Who are you to say that homosexuals, that a man can be with a man and a woman can be with a woman? The Most High God said that's wrong, man.
That's right.
That's evil. That's exalting yourself against the Most High God. And because a white man knows that that's the right way to live, and that's natural and that's godly, he has to say that he has to bring something opposite of that, which is man can be with a man, and now people are thinking it's okay for a man to be with a man. There's nothing wrong. It's natural. That doesn't make any sense, man. That's what they had to do. Trying to exalt yourself against the Most High is what brings man to their madness that we're in right now.
That's right.
So let me get Ezekiel 36 and 17. Okay, because what we're out here to do is let you blacks, 36 verse 17. So what we're out here to do is to let you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians know that this Bible has been written by you, man.
Huh.
It's about you, and it's for you, and it's only for you, man.
That's right.
Not these other nations. Alright? Read.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 36, verse 17. Son of man, when the house of Israel dwelt in their own land, they defiled it by their own way.
That's what you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians did, man. When we were in our own land, in Jerusalem, Israel, we sinned against the Most High God. We started serving other gods. We started celebrating pagan customs. Right? We started killing each other. Right? We started doing all types of abominable things against the Most High God's laws. That's how we defiled the land.
That's
right. Read.
They defiled it by their own way and by their doings. Their way was before me as the uncleanness of a removed woman.
That's how we were towards the Most High. And that's how we are towards the Most High when we sin against Him, man.
That's
We're like an unclean woman towards Him. That's what we did when we were in our land. We sinned against the Most High God and not following after the law, statutes, and commandments that He set up for our nation to keep, man. That's what we did. Read.
Wherefore, I poured my fury upon them.
That's what the Most High God did. He poured His fury upon us, you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And you can clearly see that in the state that we're in day to day, man. You telling me there ain't no fury poured out upon us? You don't see these other nations making fun of us and ruling over us, man? That's how you know the Most High God put His fury upon us. He removed us from our homeland for sinning against Him, and now we have other nations ruling over us in the lands that we don't even know. Read.
Wherefore I poured my fury upon them, for the blood that they had shed upon the land, and for their idols, wherewith they polluted it. And I scattered them among the heathen.
What did the Most High God do to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians?
And I scattered them among the heathen.
That's why we're in this position that we're in right now, man. That's why the white man came over to the west coast of Africa and brought us all the way to the western hemisphere of the world, because we sinned against the Most High God. That's why the Spaniards came over here, right, against the Latinos and the Native Indians to come and destroy them, man. That's why the white man destroyed the Native Indians the way he destroyed them, because they sinned against the Most High God. He scattered them among the heathen, man. Read.
And I scattered them among the heathen, and they were dispersed through the countries, according to their way and according to their doings. I judged them.
The Most High did it righteously, man, against blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians. He didn't do it for no reason. He did it in a righteous judgment.
That's
because
right.
we broke the covenant that we made with Him, man. Now you guys are out here wondering why you destroyed, why no one's trying to help you, why the white man's able to gun you down the way he is, why these other nations make fun of you the way they do, why you guys can't get along as a nation, why we can't come together under one consent. and one agreement? Why are blacks killing blacks? Why are blacks fighting against Native Indians? Why are blacks fighting against Hispanics? It's all because you guys decided to go after your own lust and serve other gods and not serve the Most High God, Yahweh, man.
That's it.
Is that 20?
Verse 20. And when they entered unto the heathen, whither they went, they profaned my holy name.
That's what we're doing to this day. We're still profaning the holy name of Yahweh, man. See, our brothers out here walking don't even know what they're doing right now, man. I'm here watching a soccer game when we should be out here teaching, helping our brothers, lifting our brothers up, man. Keep these law, statutes, and commandments. Should be at least out here or on this side listening to the word, man. Right? Is that it?
Verse 20. And when they entered unto the heathen, whither they went, they profaned my holy name. When they said to them, these are the people of Yahweh, and are gone forth out of his land.
That's what these other nations say to you, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. You are the people of the Most High God, and they're looking at you like you're nothing. That's why they don't respect the Most High God, and that's why they don't respect you. You ain't keeping His law, statutes, and commandments, and you guys walk away like we ain't telling you nothing. We speaking directly to you, man. So give me Daniel 7:5. Right, we profaning His name. We do this all types of abominations, not keeping His holy feast days, celebrating our birthdays, celebrating Christmas, living after the ways of the heathen. That's exactly what blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are not supposed to be doing. And that's why He scattered us among the nations, and that's why these other nations are ruling over us. Read.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 7, verse 5. And behold, another beast, a second like to a bear, and it raised itself up on one side. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 9, verse 5. We have sinned and have committed iniquity and have done wickedly and have rebelled, even by departing from thy precepts and from thy judgments.
Water?
Oh, we got water right here.
Water? All right.
Water.
It's hot though, still.
Yeah.
Right, read that.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 9, verse 5. We have sinned and have committed iniquity and have done wickedly and have rebelled, even by departing from thy precepts and from thy judgments.
So that's what we did, man. That's what doing wickedly against the Most High is. And committing iniquity is departing from His precepts which He has laid for us, man. And He didn't lay His precepts and His covenant for every nation. He only did it for the nation of Israel, which are you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians.
That's right.
Alright, read.
Verse 6. Neither have we hearkened unto thy servants the prophets.
See, and we out here letting blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians know that they're the true children of the Most High God, man. And they're walking by like nothing's happening, man. They don't want to listen to the prophets. They don't want to listen to the words of the Most High God. They just want to go out and do after their own lust and fleshly desires, man. That's the children of the Most High God for you, man. Read.
Neither have we hearkened unto thy servants the prophets, which spake in thy name to our kings, our princes, and our fathers, and to all the people of the land.
That's right, man. You know, Daniel doesn't speak. Daniel kept the commandments, but he's still saying we, man, because it's a nation, it's a national problem we have. It's not an individual problem we try to solve out here, man. All of us sin against the Most High God. Give me Daniel. Yeah, go to verse 3.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 9, verse 13. As it is written in the law of Moses.
As it is written in the law of Moses, right? The first 5 books of the Bible. Read.
All this evil is come upon us.
What has come upon blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians?
All this evil is come upon us.
That's right, man. Read.
Yet made we not our prayer before Yahweh.
And you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians still not making your prayer towards the Most High God, man. You guys are still doing whatever you want to do. You don't have a choice out here. You do what the Most High says or you die in this land, man. Give me Deuteronomy 20 and verse 15. Right? Because the Most High said, Daniel said in the law of Moses, right? He said that He brings evil upon us. So let's see what Moses was talking about. Because I know y'all ain't reading.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to observe.
So if you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians don't want to listen, it will come to pass if you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians don't listen to the Most High your God. What's going to happen to them?
It shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So what's upon blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians?
All these curses.
That's right, man. You guys are cursed and you don't even realize it. Alright? Give me Isaiah 9, 6 and 9. These Israelites walking around. I'm trying to read the word. I bet you guys think that you're doing your own will right now, man. It's already been written that you guys are doing your own will.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 6, verse 9. And he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not.
That's what we're doing. We're telling you, but you guys aren't understanding. Read.
And see ye indeed, but perceive not.
That's what the blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians are seeing us reading Bibles on the street corners, but they ain't really seeing us, man. They ain't taking it in. They just looking at us like we're crazy out here. Read.
Make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears.
So if any of you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are hearing us out here and walking by like nothing's happening, the Most High put that spirit on you and made your ears heavy, man. Made your hearts fat. You guys love living at the bottom. You guys hate hearing the words of the Most High God, and you hate His law, statutes, and commandments. So He has you in your own lust, man. He put that spirit of sleep on you. Proverbs 21, verse 16. Right? Telling me this book ain't true. That's all I see out here. Blacks, Hispanics, and Indians just walking by. And we're using the names that the white man put on you. So you know that we're talking to you. See?
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 21, verse 16. The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead.
So when you walk out of the way of understanding, you remain in the congregation of the dead. What's understanding? Give me that in Psalms 119 verse, what is it? 119 verse 110? 110, 119? Well, 119, 142.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 119, verse 142. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth.
That's not the piece of that one. But that's the truth out here, man, that we're trying to bring out. The Most High God's laws are the truth, alright? And He gave this truth to you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Do that in Psalm 78, verse 5. Alright?
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 78, verse 5. For he established a testimony in Jacob.
No, He established a testimony in the Edomites.
In Jacob.
In the East Indian man.
In Jacob.
In the Asian man.
In Jacob.
Most High God established the testimony in you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians.
That's right.
Read.
And appointed a law in Israel.
No, he told blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians they could go about doing whatever they want to do.
Appointed a law in Israel.
Now you can celebrate Christmas.
He appointed a law in Israel.
You don't have to keep the Sabbath day.
Appointed a law in Israel.
You blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians have laws to keep, man. The Most High God's laws, not the laws of the white man. Alright? The Most High God's the one who's going to put you to death. Using the white man. So let's get some more scripture research on this. So give me Ezekiel 2 and 3. Ezekiel 2 and 3.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 2, verse 3. And he said unto me, Son of man, I send thee to the children of Israel, to a rebellious nation.
What are blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians?
A rebellious nation
Read.
that hath rebelled against me. They and their fathers have transgressed against me, even unto this very day.
Even until this very day, we're still transgressing against the Most High God, Yahweh, man. You telling me he doesn't know who you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are? I guarantee if he sent us to the white man would have listened. If he sent us to the Asian man would have listened. But you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians don't want to listen. Because you're rebellious people against the Most High, your God, not the God of everybody else. Right? Just because he made everyone doesn't mean he's their God. Alright? Give me Deuteronomy 28 and 15 again. I want to get some first.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes.
Not one of his commandments, not the ones that you feel like you should do, not the ones that you want to do. How many commandments does Israel have to keep?
All his commandments.
That's right. Read.
And his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Alright, so let's get a curse that we can see on that's supposed to be on God's chosen people, which are blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Alright? So give me Deuteronomy 28 and 54.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother.
And there ain't no other nation that has a problem with having an evil eye towards their own brothers and their own people the way blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians do, man. You telling me you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are gonna depart from the law that the Most High God set up for you, and you're gonna be fruitful at the same time? You guys are deceiving yourself, man. You guys are absolutely deceiving yourself. And you gotta be crazy to think you can live without the Most High God's laws. Most High God's gonna put you to death for that, man.
That's right.
Give me Deuteronomy 33 and 39. 32, 39. Because blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians always talk about the Most High God. They talk about God is love. Man, Most High God wouldn't do that. God doesn't kill. It's only Satan that kills. You guys don't know who this man is, man. Come on.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 39. See now that I, even I, am he, and there is no God with me.
There is no God with Yahweh, the God of Israel, man. Read.
I kill.
What does the Most High God do?
I kill.
Right?
And I make alive.
And the Most High God makes alive. So the Most High God kills and he makes alive. Right? You guys telling me, you guys always blame it on Satan or some natural causes. The Most High God kills every single person on this planet, man. Using his holy angel. Read.
I kill and I make alive.
Right.
I wound and I heal.
The Most High God does both, man. It's perfect balance. He wounds and he heals. He takes lives and he gives life. Alright, read.
Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand.
So the Most High God has a mark on you and he's going to put you to death. He's going to put you to death, man. That's what the Most High God, the God of Israel, Yahweh, the creator of the heaven and earth, does.
That's right.
Not Satan, man. The Most High God has power over Satan. Satan cowers in fear of the Most High God, man. And you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians don't. Satan has more obedience than you guys, man. Go back to Deuteronomy 28:54.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother. Right?
Black on black crime, man. Hispanics are out there killing Hispanics with their gang violence, and so are Native Indians too. And that's what this society likes to broadcast about us, man. They like to defame our name and profane us with these things. But that's a curse that the Most High God has put on us, man. And it's something we can't escape until we turn back into Him and keep His commandments. You read? Was that?
And his eye shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave.
That's right, man. they say that blacks got the highest. They say that blacks got the highest amount of percentage of fatherless homes out of all other ethnicities in Canada and America. You guys wondering why? Because the Most High God's put a curse on you.
That's right.
Right? You wondering why? You wondering why brothers are making music about stealing other brothers' women and having sex with them? What kind of evil is that, man? That's you being evil towards your wife, man. Adultery is a sin in the Bible. Why you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians making music about it? Like it's something to be praised about. That's what you guys do, man. And that's how we know that this curse is upon you, because no other nation has a big trouble with it the way blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians do.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68. And Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Right? Most High God said he's going to bring black, Hispanics, Native Indians into Egypt again with ships, but I got a twist on this one. Give me Revelations 18 and 4, or 11 and 8. So 11 and 8. All right. I'm gonna show you what Egypt is, man. Because you guys probably thinking about that old Egypt where the Africans were ruling over, right? This isn't that same Egypt. Read.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
So your dead bodies are gonna lie in a city, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. And we know that, that's another clue for which that great city is, man. Canada and America, that same land, right? Because Canada's gonna legalize homosexuality, and so has America.
That's not for what y'all do.
That's sodomy, man. Most High God is against that, and that's where you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians' dead bodies lie. Because I know for a fact, everyone knows that there's there's tens of millions Native Indians' bodies under here right now, and the white man's walking over them. All you other nations are walking over like nothing happened, man. Right? That's how you know. That's another proof showing you that the children of Israel will be brought into Egypt again. That ain't happening to the white man over there in Israel, man. That ain't happening to no other nation on the face of the earth. The way it's happening to black, Hispanics, Native Indians. Read. Deuteronomy 31 and verse 17.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 31, verse 17. Then my anger shall be kindled against them in that day, and I will forsake them, and I will hide my face from them, and they shall be devoured, and many evils and troubles shall befall them, so that they will say in that day, are not these the evil come upon us, because our power is not amongst us?
That's right, man. The Most High God is not amongst you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And he's hiding his face from you guys. He's not hiding his face from these other nations. He's only hiding his face from you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You guys go to the church on Sunday, you're praying to your idol Jesus, that white boy Caesar Borgia, right? You're praying to him, wondering why you can't pay your bills on the next week. Why your boss is being rude to you? That same white man that you're praying to is being rude to you. You're wondering why all these other nations are making fun of you. You're wondering why blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians can't stop killing each other. You're wondering why we can't come together as a people, and why we're in the situation that we're in, and why the Most High God's not answering your prayers. Right? Because he's hiding his face from you for the evil that you committed against him.
God.
Give me Proverbs 28 and 9. And this is another reason why the Most High God's not answering your prayers. Right? The Christian church is telling you don't have to keep no commandments. All these religions are telling you don't have to keep no commandments. That's how you know they're a bunch of liars, man. Read.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 28, verse 9. He that turneth away his ear from hearing the law, even his prayer shall be an abomination.
So that's what happens, man. If you turn your ear away from hearing the Most High God's laws, then even your ear is an abomination. So how's a Christian church going to tell you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians that you don't have to keep no laws? But the Most High God, Solomon, man, which was the wisest king of the nation of Israel, he said that when you turn your ear away from hearing the law, that your prayer is an abomination.
God.
Abomination isn't a good thing, man. You can't put a good connotation over that. So that's why you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are in the situation that you're in. Not only because you departed from the law of the Most High God and he's hiding his face from you. You don't want to hear his laws, and then you want to go pray to him after. What kind of sense does that make? Does that make any sense to you guys? Of course it don't, man. Give me Isaiah 42 and 22. We'll go on to the 24. Right?
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 42, verse 22. But this is a people robbed and spoiled.
What are blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians?
A people robbed and spoiled.
Man, ain't no other nation get done over the way blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians did, man.
Huh?
You telling me you guys are robbed and spoiled when the white man done used you for hundreds of years for free labor, man? You telling me you ain't robbed and spoiled? This ain't talking about you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians? The Jewish man could only claim that they've been slaves, man. They have no physical proof. When you guys are looking at the physical proof day in and day out, man.
That's right.
This ain't speaking about no damn rat named Israel calling himself a Jew. It's speaking about you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Because you guys been robbed and spoiled. And that's the Most High God's chosen people. Robbed and spoiled. Read.
So then why the hell did you just do what you did?
They are all of them snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses.
Right? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the top percentage of all ethnicities to be hid in prison houses, man.
That's right.
To be incarcerated. Right? And this earth, everyone on this earth be like, they stereotype us with that. And they say, these guys come from bad neighborhoods or they're always in the bad place at the bad time. Well, they make fun of us with that, and they stereotype us with these things that they always put on blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Well, the Most High God is showing you that's characteristics of his people, right? That's not the characteristic of the so-called white man. The so-called white man ain't gonna make fun of his own people for going to jail. They make fun of if they want to degrade any nation, they go to blacks, Hispanics, and they talk about how high percentage of them are in the jails right now. Well, the Most High God says you guys are in jails, man. He says you're hidden in prison houses. Is that sinful?
They are for a prey, and none deliver it.
You guys been getting preyed on by every single nation, man. The white man came in 1492 and 1619, and they preyed upon you blacks and Hispanics, man. And they preyed upon the Native Indians that were here. Now I can't see one Native Indian walking around right now. All because the white man preyed upon him, man.
That's right.
And the Native Indians didn't do a damn thing to you damn devils, man. Why'd you do them the way you did? You guys living like you don't deserve to be punished. You kidding me, man? Is that it, Arnold?
They are for a prey, and none deliver it. For a spoil, and none saith restore. Who among you will give ear to this? Who will hearken and hear for the time to come? Who gave Jacob for a spoil, and Israel to the robbers? Did not Yahweh, he against whom we have sinned? For they would not walk in his ways, neither were they obedient unto his law.
That's right, man. The Most High God gave us to these other nations, man, to have them do us the way they did. To put these curses upon us. Because you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians don't want to hear his laws and his commandments and keep his covenant. I don't know what the Most High has to do to you guys, man. Because he's done showed you how much he loved you. He said he's never gonna choose another nation. And yet you guys still don't want to turn up to the Most High your God, man. I ain't never seen such a rebellious people in my life. Give me Isaiah 1 and 5. That's how the Most High thinks about you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 1, verse 5. Why should ye be stricken anymore? ye will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick.
That's right, man. Every time something bad happens to blacks and Spanish, all you guys do, you don't turn to the Most High God. All you do is protest in the streets, or you try and integrate even more with the society, man. That's all you do. You revolt even more against the Most High God. You don't ever try and consider what else should we do. You don't ever want to listen to the prophets out here telling you to love your own, to be about your own, to stop committing adultery. Right? Love the Most High Yahweh. Stop hating your brothers. You don't want to listen. You don't want to listen to these good laws, man. You want to listen to Isaiah. You give me that Isaiah 29 verse 16. That's what you people want to listen to. You want to listen to smooth things, and you want to continue hurting each other. All you want is the white man to. All you want to do is please the white man, but you don't want to please the Most High God. You don't have a problem beating on your own people, but you got a problem beating on the white man and serving the Most High Yahweh. So why should you be stricken anymore? All you guys gonna do is revolt against him anymore. All that's left for us is death. Read 29 and 13.
No, this is the book of Isaiah.
Yeah, 29
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 29, verse 13. Wherefore, Yahweh said, for as much as this people draw near me with their mouth.
That's what blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians do, man. So the Most High God said about you. You guys draw near to him with your mouth. You go to church on Sunday talking about God praise Jesus. You clapping your hands and shucking and jiving all over the place. But at the end of the service, you go back to doing your regularly scheduled day programming, man. Which is not keeping the Most High God's commandments. Which is not keeping his covenant that he made with our nation. Which is living after the lust of your flesh. All you do is draw near to him with your mouth, giving him lip service, and you don't do no actions towards him, man. Read.
For as much as this people draw near me with their mouth and with their lips do honor me,
Right?
but have removed their heart far from me, and their fear toward me is taught by the precept of men.
The fear towards the Most High God is taught by the precept of men. Black Hispanics were taught by the Spaniards, man. They gave them the Catholicism, and they gave them Christianity. You blacks got Christianity too by the white man, by the British, the French, right, the Dutch, all of them. Your fear towards the Most High God was taught by the precepts of men. The same nation of people that raped, robbed, and murdered you. The same nation of people that did not write the Bible. How are they going to teach you about the Most High God when they didn't even write the Bible? When they're the wicked on the earth. When they're the people that the Most High God has indignation forever.
That's right.
And that's why you guys try and give him that lip service you do and serving the way you do. Because your fear towards him is taught by the precepts of man. But if you were to have that proper understanding, you know that you guys better be keeping these commandments or death is going to come upon you. You know that the Most High God is the Almighty Being, man. The Almighty Deity. And that's why you should fear him. Because he owns everything on this earth. Right? So let's go back to some curses real quick. In Deuteronomy 28, verse 32.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
Whose sons and daughters were given unto another people in this land? Were they not blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians? Or mainly Native Indians and you blacks? Don't they remind you of your history, your so-called history in every February on Black History Month? That your sons and your daughters were given unto another people? Read.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thine hand.
That's right, man. There's no might in our hand to fight against our enemies. There was no might in your hand to take your child back from your oppressor. If the white man wanted to take your child and sell him off to another plantation, he did that, man. The Most High God wasn't going to stop him from doing that. The Most High God rejoiced when he did that against you guys for being rebellious and wicked. Alright, give me Deuteronomy 28.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, Verse 44. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail.
And that's what I see out here, man. None of you blacks, Hispanics, or Native Indians are owning none of these businesses I see on the street right over here, man. You guys are at the bottom. And all these other nations, they come from another country. And they start making more business and making more money than you. When you've been here longer than them. When you're the ones that built this country from the ground up. Right? Good, brothers. You guys got a minute? We out here letting our people know, which are blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, that are the true Hebrew Israelites according to the Bible. See that, man? That's our people, man. They don't want to hear this thing. We giving them a nice tone and everything, and they still don't want to hear this word, man. And they wondering why the Most High God is destroying us the way He is. Right? Go back to Daniel 9 and I believe it's verse 14.
The book of Daniel, chapter 9, verse 14. Therefore, hath Yahweh washed upon the evil and brought it upon us. For Yahweh, our power, is righteous in all His works, which He doeth, for we obey not His voice.
That's right, man. The brothers I tried to tell them brothers, let them know that the truth according to the Bible. And they walked on like we were nothing, man. They looked at us like we were scum of the earth. But if we were Edomites, if we were a white man up here, calling them, I'm pretty sure they would have came to stop by and listen, man.
That's right.
I know for a fact you guys would stop by and listen. Okay, so the Most High God is watching evil for you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Because you don't want to listen to, you don't even want to hear it, man. You don't even want to hear it. Forget actually doing it. You guys don't even want to hear. Why should He help you guys? Read.
And now, O Yahweh, our power, that hast brought thy people forth out of the land of Egypt with a mighty hand, and has gotten thee renowned. As it is this day, we have sinned, we have done wickedly.
So this day we're still sinning and doing wickedly, man. And when you brothers want to walk by and not only come and listen, you're fulfilling Proverbs 20 and verse 9. You're turning your ear away from the law, man. Now you're officially marked with that. Now your prayer is definitely going to be an abomination to the Most High God. Alright? Let's get like 3 more. And yeah. Give me Deuteronomy 32. Alright.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 26. I said I would scatter them into corners.
What the Most High God says He's going to do to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians?
I would scatter them into corners.
That's right. And He scattered you, man, using these other nations to put you into captivity.
That's right.
He didn't have to lift a finger to do it, man. That's how powerful He is. Read.
I would make the remembrance of them to cease from among men.
And that's why these other nations don't even know who you are. That's why they're calling you blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, and other proverbs and bywords. Because they don't even know who you are. Except the elites that run this earth. Some of them in the east that got some wisdom in them. They know who you are. But for the majority, they don't know who you are, and neither do you. The blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians don't even know your own nationality.
That's right.
Right? That's how the Most High God has caused the remembrance of us to cease from among men. Alright? Give me Jeremiah 17 verse 4. He scattered us through slavery, and then he caused these other nations to give us proverbs and bywords. Now the other nations inherited these lies, man. The East Indian man, the Asian man, now they go along calling you black, or whatever the landmass away man named you off of, man.